Mate, if I was playing against someone with a porno tash, I'd be terrified of him. Welcome back, everyone. Episode 7 of Here We Golf. My name's Jay.
And my name is Dan.
Good to have you here. So this week we're going to be talking about the latest developments on the DP World Tour, a bit on the PGA Tour, TGL, bit of YouTube golf. Anything else?
Yeah, and then we'll just preview the upcoming events this weekend.
Yeah.
DP World Tour, the PGA Tour. They've got the Farmers, and then I think that's it. Not outside of the actual tournaments. I don't think a lot's gone on in the world of golf this week.
Not really.
But we'll see how we go. So, we just come off the back of the Dubai Desert Classic.
Yeah, class event.
First Rolex Series event of the season.
Brilliant.
And yeah, stellar field as far as the DP World Tour goes, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Did you catch much of it?
I think I watched every single shot.
Did you?
I loved this week.
Happy days, because I was busy working all weekend, so you can cover this bit off.
It was nice to see a bit of sunshine for a start, because we haven't had much here, have we, recently? It's been a bit of a shit show.
Yeah.
Some amazing golf played. Course was tough. The grass around the greens, it either goes one way or the other, so it affects your shot, and it's really difficult to get it out of there. So I saw a few knobbers as well.
Knobbers.
But
what I did notice from watching the highlights is that the course seemed to dry out as well. Like they were struggling to hold the greens towards the sort of latter part of the tournament.
Yeah.
But then saying that on Sunday as well, Hatton was like dialed in, and he had the ball dancing around the flag, didn't he?
His wedge play was unreal. But he was putting himself in. He was nervous. You could tell he was nervous. His face was a bit like rabbit in headlight stuff. But back nine, he was just dialed in. Like he made a bit of a mess of one tee shot, and obviously you've seen him, haven't you?
He's got a bit of a hothead, isn't he?
Yeah. But he doesn't let it bother him. Next hole, he just goes straight into the next hole and takes it out of his mind.
I find it amazing how he can regroup, because when he's got that sort of temper, he can when I don't have it anymore, because I've managed to be able to just like enjoy my golf, but when I had that temper, it festered for holes. It ruined the next 3 or 4 holes. Yeah. Possibly my whole round. He's able to just flick back into the zone, isn't he?
That's what he does. That's why he's so good, because his game's there as well. Yeah. He can hit it far. He's quite a small lad as well, isn't he? But
stocky.
He can hit it.
But he's been on fire since probably October time, hasn't he? Last few events, he's been thereabouts in every event, and then he's got won the Dunhill.
We had the pleasure of seeing him winning the Dunhill, didn't we? First hand. Good to watch as well.
Yeah.
No, but he needed this, didn't he? Because of being on live, and he only plays a few tournaments a year. I think it's
just doing enough to keep his card and get his quota in, because once live starts back up, he'll be juggling the two, won't he?
And he gives a shit about the Ryder Cup, doesn't he? He wants the Ryder Cup, and he loves to play the majors. So
this was massive this week, because this week was worth 8,000 Ryder Cup points. Yeah. So it's shot into the top of the qualification rankings for the Ryder Cup. Yeah. And a nice little payday as well along with it.
Brilliant though, isn't it? Just being on live golf and leading the race to Dubai.
Yeah. I suppose
smashing it.
I suppose the money doesn't really matter to him, does it?
No.
It's it's all about them Ryder Cup points and world ranking points. Because obviously he wants to be up there in the world ranking points, so he continues to qualify for the majors and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's his 5th Rolex Series win as well. And that ties him with John Rahm as the most successful Rolex Series players. So he steps up on the big stage. He does Tyrell Hatton.
He's a big game player, isn't
he? He divides people, because you just, if you Google him this week and read the articles on him, most of them are people either praising him for his win or kicking off about the tantrums and his club snapping and stuff like that. So he's a bit Marmite, but I love watching him, because he's top draw, and I think golf needs that passion. Like the people who are just all vanilla, and like we talked about it previously, people want to be entertained now, don't they? And it's people like him with a bit of passion, a bit of character, is what you want to see, or they're at least what I want to see. So I'm happy with him to keep snapping clubs and throwing tantrums.
If they're talking about party holes for PGA DP World Tour events, then we're gonna need that type of person in there. You don't need a Rory, or Rory's very vanilla, isn't he?
Yeah.
Moving on to Rory, he's
nice little segue.
Steady Eddie, isn't he?
He is. It's his event, this, isn't it?
Yeah, and he was very slow. His putter was freezing cold. He was ambling along. He didn't make any putts the first couple of days. Saturday, he got sort of in contention, got to 3 under, and then he sort of, final day, put a bit of a push, but it was too little too late. Like.
Yeah, well, I think going into Sunday, I was kind of like, he needs to go. Everyone was like, he needs to go low. Obviously, he was out relatively early compared to Hatton, but then he bogeyed the second, and at that point, he's put himself too far back. And to his credit, and he seems to do this far too often, is get himself too far back going into the last day, and then he will go low on the Sunday, which he did this time, and ended up coming up a couple of shots shy.
I mean, it's still amazing. Like, he's still...
Yeah, that's his 12th top 10 in a row at this event.
Just shows his class. He's not even playing that well, and he's consistently top 10. It's the difference between him and Tommy. Tommy's putter's cold, but he's playing amazing shots into greens, but his putting needs to be better, Tommy.
Yeah, and he's always struggled at this event, Tommy. Living in Dubai, I think he needs to get around there.
Start playing there more. I'm sure he'd
get around the Emirates a few more times. Yeah.
Even if he bunked on over the fence, I don't know. What do you make of Rory's views on Tom McKibben?
We said it last week. I think he just needs to shut his mouth and play golf. It's not his place to say whether he's mentored him and been a part of his life for so long. Maybe Tom McKibben behind the scenes isn't actually bothered whether Rory talks about him, but from the outside looking in, I feel like, if I were asked that question, I think Rory should be saying, it's none of my business. Yeah. I'm here to talk about me and my golf and the tournament coming up.
Agreed.
Instead of making decisions and having opinions on what Tom McKibben does with his career. Yeah. It's not his agent or his caddy or his manager, is he?
No, he's not.
He's just
a fellow player. Yeah. But he didn't let it affect this tournament. He shot his lights out. Really, he could have gone on there and won it. Yeah, I thought.
Yeah, no, he played well. Finished in the tie for 6 in the end at 11 under, so only 4 shots behind. Laboured it. Well, he finished 3 under on the last day when other people are going a bit lower. McIlroy shot 6 under, Cantor 4 under, Michelucci 7 under. So he could have found a couple more and got himself in the mix. But for where he is in his career, he can't complain at that at all. No. And he's in the mix for the Ryder Cup as well. I think this year, hopefully, he gets enough points in with his potential move to live. If he does go, he's got to factor that in as well. But yeah, he's played well. Laurie Cantor as well. He played well in the Team Cup last week, didn't he? And then he's carried that on there to finish 3rd.
He was class. Actually, I watched a few holes of Laurie Cantor. He's very strong, tee to green. He struggled putting a little bit, but overall, good week for him. And I thought I was disappointed with John Rahm, actually. I know it's his first time playing this event, wasn't it? But
yeah, I didn't realise that beforehand.
He was totally left, right in army golf.
Yeah, Friday, he was all over the place. Friday, yeah, put himself out of it off the tee. Yeah, mentioned to Daniel Hillier though.
Oh,
finishing 2nd, pushed them all away. Made Hatton win it, didn't he, on the last?
Yeah.
With that clutch putt for the birdie to essentially tie him. Hatton had the 7-footer left for his birdie to win it.
Mate, if I was playing against someone with a porno tash, I'd be terrified of him. If he'd come up to me saying, making you make birdies with his porno tash, you'd be like, no.
It's like Jeremy, Top Gun.
Yeah. But yeah, I was impressed with him. His short game isn't even very good. So if he gets in the...
I can't profess to say I've seen a lot of him, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
I've only seen like the highlights.
I do, but I think he's 200 odd in the world, but he seems to be up there a few times this season. So just watch this space for him. I've actually picked him for my team this week, going into another segment there. Let's cut that up.
We'll keep an eye out on tomorrow. We will be putting a fantasy DP World Tour pod out since you've alluded to that there, and we'll cover off the upcoming. We'll review the DP World Tour events, both the Dubai Desert Classic and how we've got on this week, which was the open event of the international swing. So we've got a prize for this swing again. So we'll go into more detail in that in the next pod, which will come out tomorrow.
Lorenzo Vera.
Michael Lorenzo Vera.
Props to him coming back from his struggles. He played really well, actually. I watched a few holes of his. Seems like he's got his head in the right place, so hopefully he does a bit better. He's a good player, isn't
Yeah. I mean, first event after, however, 7 or 8 months off, after struggling with his mental health, and made the cut comfortably and played relatively well. So he's got to be proud of himself. And,
100%. And Ryan Fox as well. He's been out with an injury. I think he's been out for a good 6-7 weeks, and he's come back, and I thought he was going to win it. To be fair, on the second day, he went quite low, didn't he?
Aye, level par on the last day won't get it done though, will it?
It won't.
Not when people are shooting 4, 5, 600s.
But I do think he's one to watch this week again.
Yeah, just sort of notably in the sort of top upper echelons of the tournaments, we've got Tyrell Peterson shot 6 under on the last day to finish 9 under. One who's graduated onto the tour this season. He's
Can't
to keep an
the
eye
ball
on.
him, you know.
Min Woo Lee also playing well, and now he's got a new coach. New caddy. Beg your pardon. So yeah, he's got Bo Martin on the bag, who won the Open with Shane Lowry in 2019. So this might be an upturn in his fortunes, because he's broke onto the scene and then just sort of plateaued a bit, hasn't he? And maybe this will be a bit of a kick on to get him challenging for tournaments and stuff.
He's definitely got the game for it. I saw some of his iron shots were unbelievable into the greens. He really can't hit his irons
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's only a slight frame, isn't he? But he doesn't half hit the ball.
I love Min Woo Lee. I really hope he does sort of keep progressing and make it to the top, because he's
seems a nice guy as well, doesn't he?
Top fella from what you can tell.
Let him cook.
Woo! So that's the Dubai Desert Classic. Second event on the international swing, we are off to Ras Al Khaimah. Pronounce that right this week.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a drop off in Ryder Cup points.
Yeah.
This
and
week.
Prize money.
And prize money. So what was it, $9 million on offer last week? And it's down to about 2.5, I think.
3.5, I think.
3.5. And then there was 8,000 Ryder Cup points on offer, and that's down to 3.5.
You can tell by the field though, can't you?
Yeah, the field's reflected in that. I think was Bjorn Olsen's highest world ranking. He's around 75, 76, something like that.
Yeah.
But he won it last year. He's back to try and defend that.
I can't see it, but we will see. I just think his game wasn't there this week, from what I've seen of him. So I think
he started off well, faded on the weekend.
Fade.
So we'll have to keep an eye out for him. Any other sort of thoughts on who we should be looking out for?
I think Daniel Hillier for me. He's see if he can, push on from last week. He played so well, and he was just short. You seen what Rory did last year in the BMW PGA. He was second and then second again, and then he ended up winning, didn't he? So if Daniel Hillier can sort of go in the same fashion, I think he'll be a tough one to beat this week. Especially giving Tyrell a run for his money. Tyrrell's mentality is unbelievable, isn't it? So yeah, that's my little tip for this week.
Patrick Reed's there again.
Don't talk about him.
Hey?
Don't talk about him.
Not a fan of Patrick Reed,
Not at all.
Tom McKibben's playing again.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested to see how he gets on. I'd like to think he'll be thereabouts. As we just mentioned, Tyrell Peterson will be teeing it up again.
Yeah.
Fellow Dane along with Ollison, and off the back of a decent finish, so maybe he can kick on again. And David Pui off Liv, young lad who
Spanish lad, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he finished off last season. Even though he's on Liv, he played a couple of events towards the end of the season on DP World Tour, and he was relatively high up. So if he can carry that form into 2025, he's one to keep an eye on as well.
Well, I think he's clearly chosen this event as one that he wants to play, given the small field. He's chosen it for a reason, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he could also just be a bit of a prep ahead of the live season coming up in the next month or so. Might just want to be dusting off the cobwebs.
Yeah. What about John Parry? Class, bit of a step up in class last week.
Back down to his level. Yeah, we thought we called it, didn't we? Really, we thought that field be a bit too strong for him. Nothing to say he won't bounce back this week. That was his first event at the Emirates Golf Club, wasn't it? And it showed. I think
he fell at the first, didn't he?
Yeah, he's missed the cut. So you've got him coming back into a field more suitable towards his standard at the minute. Paul Waring also struggled again. Maybe he's over the sort of little purple patch he's had.
Maybe. He still played a few good shots there, but a few wayward ones there as well on last week. So, don't know about Paul Waring. Still like him though.
And then you've got Ryan Fox, as we just mentioned, is playing as well. So, relatively, considering the drop off in money and Ryder Cup points, it's not a bad field. It'll be an enjoyable watch. Look forward to it. But I'm probably, if I'm going to stick my neck out, I'll probably lean towards McKibben getting the win.
Yeah, I agree.
Excuse me. So yeah, Ras Al Khaimah.
TGL. Did you watch any TGL?
I stayed up very late for it. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Bit of a letdown, Money Tiger.
Yeah, but I was on an hour as to which team to pick, and I ended up siding with LA, didn't I? A couple of podcasts ago, we nailed our colours to the mast and went with LA. I'm glad I did, because he came on to Eye of the Tiger, giving it all the fucking big I am. Chucked the hammer down on the first tee, making out like, I'm Tiger and I've got this in the bag. And then, to be fair, he striked his tee shot, and that was about the last thing that his team did. I think they got absolutely pummeled. Yeah.
But you never thought you'd see golfers with entrance music, did you? With the WWE, it's mad, innit? With the way it's
I like it though.
I love it.
I like it.
It's great.
My only thing from what I've seen of TGL so far is the stadium needs to be bigger. It feels like it's a swimming baths. Like it just needs a bit. If they had a few more seats, bigger crowd, and get the capacity up, get a bit of atmosphere.
Yeah. Maybe they need to put swimming baths in there, water hazards and that. No, I don't want. Why would you build a purpose-built venue like that and make it so small? Like it's. Yeah, you need clearance because there's balls being striked everywhere, but behind you, there's not. Everyone's so far back, and there's like a couple of little rows. You should have had it packed out. Even like a UFC round the but just like the back of it.
Yeah, they're far enough away from where they're in. They're not at any crowd isn't at any sort of risk.
Not at all.
So I'd like to see in the future if it gets attraction and people are watching it. And if they sell out the tickets every week, to consider increasing the capacity of that. The banter side of things as well. Like, I'm not looking forward to tonight's game because I can't see Atlanta offering any sort of humour. I might be wrong. Might see a brand new side to Patrick Cantlay that we've never seen before. Yeah.
So even the way he walks off, he's so slow. It's unbelievable.
Kevin Kisner tried and Homer had a bit of a laugh. Homer, I think, it felt like Homer was too relaxed. Like, it's at the end of the day, you want to win the league, and he just felt like he was having a laugh with. I don't know, Kisner. I think Kisner got the balance right of competitiveness and sort of because you're mic'd up. I want to be careful because I was ripping into the lads on the showdown for not having any banter at all. But then you don't want them to just think that just taking the piss and it just being. I still want to see the best team win and them trying,
Yeah, but what for me with the TGL, the only thing they're letting down is there's no competition. Really, there's nothing really to win, is there? Like, prize. That's it.
There's a trophy on the line which it's got no history, so it doesn't mean anything yet.
Yeah. I just don't think they're taking it seriously enough for me.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you want them to want to win and not just be there for a laugh, kind of thing.
It seems like a bit of a Flyers golf, doesn't it? Like, like an indoor sim. Shout out Flyers golf.
Yeah. So that was last week. Jupiter got absolutely rinsed. Justin Rose was on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen much of it, but
I've seen a bit of it.
So he had the balance like right. He was having a laugh and relaxed and stuff and having a bit of chat, but at the same time he was dialed in. Yeah. He played really well, hole and putts, and they got the hammer right as well. Whereas the Jupiter seemed to struggle. So
I think Atlanta, Billy O, he got a bit of banter about him, hasn't
he? Yeah. Billy Orshaw's one that I can see getting it right.
Patrick and Ricky Fowler.
Justin Thomas as well. Maybe I'm wrong. I've just seen Patrick Cantlay on the roster and just thinking, but maybe Billy Orshall and Justin Thomas can drag a bit of a laugh out of him. Speed him up as well because he's a slow bastard. And then Matt Fitzpatrick, Ricky Fowler and Cameron Young on the other team.
Yeah. Not a bad team, really.
No, interesting match. if they both take it competitively, Atlanta's first outing, New York have got a bit of experience on how it works now, and maybe tactically know when to use the hammer better and stuff. Have you got any thoughts on who you think might take this tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with New York.
Start spreading the news.
To be honest, I think they'll get beat, but because I've picked my team, I'm letting me bias pick my team for me. But I think Justin Thomas is back into form. Billy Horschel's in form, shot 15 under this week, and Cantley played well as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I think they'll get mullered, to be fair, but I'm going to stick with my team.
You think New York are going to get mullered?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stick with my team. And I'm going to say they're going to win.
Come on, New York.
Manifesting.
Anyone playing against Cantley, I want to win. So talking about Justin Thomas and Cantley playing well this week, let's move on to the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
We've just had the Amex.
Mm-hmm. Sepp Straka win.
Watch any of that?
No. PGA Tour, innit?
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah,
PGA Tour.
Had no chance, just too busy to watch
it this
weekend.
Too late as well for me.
Just caught a few highlights. Yeah, Sepp Straka's gone and won that at 25 under par. Justin Thomas shot a 6 under on the final day to finish 2 shots back at 23 under. So it's nice to see him back near the top of the leaderboard and playing well. Jason Day, likewise, a shot further back at 22 under with Jay Lower. And Cantley back at 20 under par, makes up the top 5 with Charlie Hoffman. So yeah, it's nice to have a look at a PGA Tour leaderboard and recognise the names near the top. Yeah. But then there's not too many going further back.
Not really, is there?
Postman tied for 12th. Thereabouts again.
He did all right first round, didn't he?
Will Zalatoris. Yeah. And not much more to write home about, really.
No. Did you see William Mao?
I did. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Maui.
Mawam,
yeah.
William Mao.
Chatting Mawam.
Yeah. So, rookie, turned pro 2023. Graduated from the Corn Ferry Tour last year, finishing second on the tour.
Yeah.
It's his second PGA Tour event.
Made a name for himself,
want to forget, yeah. So he
like Roy McIlroy,
16th hole, I think it was day 2. He's had a 13. I think that's called an octuple bogey.
You can see why though, can't you?
8 over par, yeah.
I mean, it's quite famous, this course, isn't it? For that.
Massive bunker, like more like a crater.
I don't think it's a bunker, is it? It's like the moon. It's like there's no gravity either. It's like a wicked defying gravity, lad. I felt sorry for him though, because he knobbed it over first, and then he knobbed it back, and then he chipped out that way. It's in the middle of the fairway, back about 100 yards, and then knobbed it over the back into the bunker behind as well. I thought, oh mate, what are you doing? I bet you felt like a platinum wanker, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm convinced I'd have got down in less from there.
Probably hold it.
I might have still got a 10, but I can't see I've got a 13.
Nah, I think that's it's rookie behaviour though.
Yeah. And then to compound it, he had, I think it was double or triple bogey on the next hole.
Yeah.
Put 2 balls in the water. So yeah, poor bloke. Well, fair play to him. He bounced back the next day.
Do you know what? He didn't look that embarrassed either.
Decent round on day 3.
His name William Mao?
William Mao. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can put that behind him and crack on.
How demoralising is it though? You shoot 7 under par for your first couple of days and you miss the cut. It's the PGA Tour for you, isn't it? It's fucking hard.
That's what we've said though about the courses over there. The fairways are wide and they're not as challenging and they're geared towards low scores.
Yeah. Danny Willett missed the cut again.
Did he?
And so did Rosner, which isn't a surprise.
And you've got a grudge against Rosner after the other week, haven't you?
Yeah.
Nick Taylor played well again, 12 under.
Yeah, so did JJ Braun.
Spawn.
JJ Frog Spawn, yeah. So the Farmers Insurance Open, what do you reckon?
I reckon it's going to be another low scoring event.
Yeah. Everything is, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's a bit of a more appetising field than previous PGA Tour events. We've still got Scotty out with this strange hand injury. Schauffele pulled out of the tournament last week, so we don't know what's wrong with him. And then it's not too inspiring. Otherwise, you got Max Homer there. I think is Oberg the favourite this week.
Yeah, I think so.
He played well when we last saw him in the TGL last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't he? So
Maverick McNeely's playing again, and he's already won this season already, isn't he? So whatever that means. And the Poltergeist is playing, isn't he?
Well, Homer won this the year before last. You know, last year was a Pavon. I think Matthew Pavon won it last year.
I don't know.
So
Danny Willett's trying his luck again.
But outside the top few, there's a bit of a drop off.
Tristan Lawrence is playing, and the Poltergeist. He might scare the field off, but I think it's up in class for them. Shane Lowry's a good shout for this week, and Matsuyama. Do you know what? It is a good field.
Thiegel is there. Sung Jae's there. Yeah, I'd say it's an improved Sung Jae.
Oh. You watch that back? Ideally, is James. What?
Yeah, Sung Jae. He's like he's a top player.
Spanish.
So yeah, it's a better field. It's improving, and then obviously the week after we've got the AT&T at Pebble Beach as well.
Yeah,
we shall see all the top players there. Yeah, be interested to see. Outside of the top group again, I don't go into too much detail of the PGA Tour because I don't get to watch a lot and it doesn't interest me too much.
No, to be honest. But I think this week Matsuyama wins for me.
Yeah. I'm going to go Akshay Bhatia.
Nice.
After struggling this week in Dubai, I think he'll be more in his comfort zone back home.
Yeah.
So good showing from him, I reckon. Just a bit of news. So on the live front, Brooks Koepka's split from his coach Claude Harmon III again. So that was their second stint together. And
probably fell out with him.
Probably has. He said last week, didn't he? He's got a bit of a sour face git, isn't he?
Yeah, he falls out with a lot of people, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I think it's a Koepka problem. He's got too big for his boots. A lot of money in it now, isn't it?
Outside of golf, for a change, there wasn't actually much news, was there?
Not really.
Seen much of YouTube golf this week, anything?
Yeah, I saw the Rick Shields trailer.
Yeah, it put a couple of little teasers out, hasn't he?
A bit dramatic, isn't it?
Yeah, like a movie trailer.
Yeah. You wait here, whatever he says. It's like, what?
The best is yet to come. I mean,
what's he actually going to be doing?
It's intriguing, isn't it? That's what the teasers for.
Talking about it, aren't we?
The quality of the trailers made it look like it was a movie, like he was shooting a movie or something. So I'm interested to see what he puts out there.
We will notice though that ever since the Here We Go Golf podcast came on, Rick Shields has tried to up his game. He's rattled, isn't he?
He is rattled. Coming for you, Rick. We're coming nowhere near you, Rick.
No idea. Grant Horvath's up in his game though.
He is. Yeah.
See him with Phil Nicholson the other day. Hilarious.
Well, he's with TaylorMade, isn't he? So he's managed to get Tiger and Rory on this last couple of weeks. Did you see? He did a sort of driving lesson with Rory. Rory stepping on it and sending it 190 mile an hour. It's ridiculous.
One can dream.
And then they've just put out a tease with Phil Mickelson this week, hasn't he?
Have you seen his Gary Player video?
On the treadmill?
No, on the course.
Oh, no.
Grant Horvath and Gary Player. Grant Horvath just off the tee, bang, par 5, second shot to about 10 foot and hold his heel up in front of Gary Player. That's the dream, that.
Yeah.
So he's a good player. That's what makes it good content, to be fair.
Yeah.
If he wasn't a good player, then he wouldn't get the traction he's getting, but he's made the choice to go down the YouTube route, being a good player, so good luck to him. He's a good player. Watch the Four Brothers as well at the Dubai Desert Classic. They're doing some content with the DP World Tour, so you can see the shift, can't you, between YouTube and the actual tours, sort of.
Yeah.
Looks like a merger.
Well, starting to acknowledge that it's not just its own entity anymore. It's becoming part of golf, isn't it?
Yeah, which is good. I like it. Gives us something to aim for, doesn't it?
It does. Seems like it's quite a long way in the distance at the moment, but we'll keep going for it.
We will. Anything else?
Just a note on earlier today, we went out to Flyers Golf in Liverpool, didn't we? Just to test out the the simulator there using the TrackMan technology. So just keep an eye out for a little video, little intro to that coming up this week at some point.
Yep.
And I think that's probably it for now. Yeah. So I think that's podcast 7 done and dusted. If you're enjoying what you're watching, like and subscribe if you don't mind. Hit the notification bell so you get alerts when the videos go out. We've got a couple of episodes coming out a week now. One on the world of golf in general, and one fantasy DP with tour related podcast. So 2 episodes coming out a week. We'll also put a little bit of a video out on the Flyers golf that we did this morning in Liverpool. And any comments, any thoughts you'd like to let us know, any questions you've got, stick a comment down below and we'll get back to you and include it in the next show. That's all for now, I think. I've been Dan.
Jay.
We will see you next time on Here We Golf.